Hey, speaking of, wait a second.
Speaking of, what's going on, brother?
What I've got here.
What's going on, brother?
What are you doing?
Look, man, I've been having to drink those White Claws with a straw.
Hey, I don't blame you. I just want to know how you're feeling.
Horrible.
Still?
Hey, dude, I swear. I saw the surgeon today. No surgery. Don't have to have surgery. But 10 more days, no driving, and 10 more days taking it easy. And, dude, I can't do that. I can't sit still.
Do you still have good hand strength? Yeah,
but it hurts to do anything, dude. Like, use the bathroom, wash my hair, shave. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I am so sorry. I can't even wrap my brain around what that was like. When I saw that picture, we were actually on air when I saw it. Yeah. And I was like, how does a guy in the green industry function with the hands like that?
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
So which bone did you break? The one closest to your thumb or the one close to your pinky?
I don't know. Well, they took the cast off the other day.
Oh, that's
only just to not do anything. But I broke the ulna and the radius in both arms. So I've got 4 broken bones.
Both of them you broke?
Oh
my goodness. You get just I know I got to switch over to you, but you got to tell me how did the crash happen? What'd you hit? A hole?
No, we were mountain biking and I was going down a hill and they had just mowed around the path a little bit. So there was wet grass and stuff on it. It was around 4:45, 5 o'clock. And I was going down a hill real fast and I come across this bridge that actually had some golf cart tracks on it. They were kind of raised 6x6s for the golf cart tires to go through to cross the bridge. I hit one of the sides of those, the golf cart, I guess, container or whatever to keep them on track. I hit that and boom, it just threw me over.
Oh, man.
So.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad you're on the up and up, and you only got 10 days left. Hey, you can do this.
Oh yeah,
you can do this.
Oh, the worst is behind me. It's just the pain, and the doctor told me, he said, "Dude, you just got to suck it up." He said, "I know it's gonna hurt, but he said each day is gonna lessen up a little bit." So, how you been, man?
Good. It's steady. My hair is just falling out at an alarming rate. So if that's the worst thing I got going on, I'm not doing too bad.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I will turn this over to you, sir. I'm glad to see your smiling face back, and y'all have a fantastic show today. You hear me?
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
Right. 10-4.
See you, buddy. See ya. Bye-bye.
Clear the halls and get to your class because your turf teacher is getting ready to call the roll. And if you missed this class, you just aren't keeping up with Mr. Jones. This class is brought to you by Pro Products, providing specialty irrigation products for rust stain removal, pest repellent prevention, fertilizers, and scale reducers for over 25 years. To learn more, visit proproducts.com today. Now here's your turf teacher, Mr. Jones.
Keep it on with Mr. Jones. We're keeping.
That's right. Welcome, everyone, to Keeping Up with Mr. Jones on the Monday night special. Every Monday night on Turf Sub Radio from 6 to 8 p.m. This is your industry, your station, and we have a guest here on the show tonight. So you might just want to grab that note paper, that pencil, sharpen it good, and listen to what this old guy has to say. I got my dad here, Mr. Orval Jones. Been in the green industry since what year? What year, Mr. Jones?
1968.
Since 1968. So rocking and rolling. And I guess we should go ahead and tell them a little bit about what's happened to the both of us here in the last, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks? You want to stick it up? Guys, we're live on Facebook. If you want to join us on Facebook, we're at Jones Strawberry Farm Facebook page. We are recording it, and it will be on a Turf Teacher YouTube page a little bit later, possibly tonight. Just depends on how long it takes for the video to process. But the podcast will be up within 15 to 20 minutes after the show But both Mr. Jones, myself, this is the original, I guess, keeping up with Mr. Jones. I've tried to keep up with Dad my entire career, but that's always been a little bit hard to do. But recently, we've both had little minor accidents, as we would say. His is a lot worse than mine, as he lost his thumb in a framing accident, his left thumb. Most of it, got a little bit of it left. They might be able to partition some of it, put some plastic around it. So tell us how that actually happened, Dad. What were you doing in the first place? We're landscapers. We're green industry pros. What were you framing?
We were actually putting up a storage building for Eric's brother, and we had a post that we were trying to get square with the world, and we were about a quarter of a bubble off. So this is what a quarter of a bubble cost you.
Yeah, it cost you 3/4 of your thumb.
Yep.
So, oh, Lord have mercy. And the phones are ringing off the hook here as well. Guys, we got the turf line open, area code 336-971-7525. If you want to join us, again, 336-971-7525 is the turf line, and you can join us live at turfteacher.live. Turfteacher.live is the Zoom room. If you want to get in on the Zoom room and ask us a few questions, you can do that as well. And I don't know why our cameras are blurring up right here. Orval keeps moving way too much. Trying to focus this bad boy. When they say a 4K camera, what the heck? There you go. There you go. Now we just got to stay still there for a little bit. But again, live on Facebook, Jones Strawberry Farm, and turfteacher.live if you wanted to join us on the Zoom room. So that's what we do. That's what we're doing. Mr. Jones lost his thumb 3 weekends ago, right? 2 weekends ago. Ain't been 2 weeks, has it?
And it'll be 3 weeks coming Saturday.
It'll be 3 this coming Saturday. And as most of you know, 10 days ago, last Friday night, not this past one, but 10 days ago on a Friday night, I broke both the ulna and radius in both arms in a mountain bike accident. But it was worth it, trying something new, trying to shed a few pounds. Unfortunately, I've shed about 10 pounds while having these broken arms because I can't raise a fork to my face. So that's the only good thing about it. And so we're going to talk strawberries tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas lighting. We're going to talk about what it is that's going on at Elite Landscape Service, guys. So we're going to have fun. We'd love for you guys to join us. Facebook, either turfteacher.live, facebook.live at Jones Strawberry Farm, or hopefully you're listening in your truck. I know a lot of you guys are still out in the field working. So it's that time of day. And don't forget that we have the nightcap coming up at 8 o'clock with Hecubus all the way on the West Coast. Good friend of mine. So love you, brother. Hope you're listening. And if you are, join us. Call in. But we're going to talk a little bit more about our accidents and everything that we do, guys. The type of work that we do is very dangerous. And a lot of the times we have way too much confidence in ourselves, and we may ignore some of the safety precautions that we use with our employees. We may have a safety plan in place. We may have safety training sessions, but when it comes to us, our own selves, we probably get a little more careless than we need to be. We need to make sure that everything is going right for us. You don't need to ignore the rules that you have in place for your employees when you're the one actually doing the work. And it always seems to happen late evenings on the weekends because we work 24/7. So just be careful out there. Make sure that you've got yourself covered on workers' comp. I know a lot of us do not. We elect not to have owner coverage, and that's understandable based on, payroll. You want to keep it down as low as possible, but you got to make sure you got that health insurance in place that when you do get hurt, because it is going to happen if you're working in the field. So cut off thumbs, broken arms. My little girl fell off a dirt bike last night riding. So, we spent most of the day after my surgical appointment this morning, which they told me good news, I don't have to do it. I spent the rest of the day with her, and because they thought she had broke her arm, but x-rays revealed that she is 100% okay. I think she's a little mad because Papa and Daddy are getting a little bit of attention that she wanted to actually have. So tell us what's going on with the strawberries, Mr. Jones. I know we've just laid the plastic here lately a few days ago. Tell us that whole process. Again, let's just kind of start from day one. Clear fields, we've got the plastic up from the previous year berries, and you've got that raw ground on there. What's the first step before we actually get in that plastic culture down?
Well, I guess one of the most important things is to get your soil test requirements. It usually after you've done it several years, your soil gets in, everything's in pretty good shape. Your lime, your pH, all your basic nutrients are about what they need to be. We did add some superphosphate this year on some areas we thought we were a little bit low on, and we get pretty good results from that. Right after we get the fertilizer incorporated, work the ground really well. I mean, on 2 acres of ground, we've run out about 100 gallons of diesel fuel in 2 tractors, getting it in shape. So that gives you kind of an idea how much time is involved in it. We worked pretty much best part of 3 days, and we hire a guy to come in from Liberty, North Carolina, named Alan Sawyer, he's probably the top one in the field doing this, laying the plastic and getting it done. He's been a real asset to us in getting the fields ready on time. Time is such a critical factor in the planting, but he did us a fantastic job this year, and we're pretty much ready to go now, except for we're waiting on the plants. The COVID-19 affected the strawberry business in many ways this year.
And let's talk about that here in a minute, because it's affected a lot of green industry businesses, COVID-19. Right after the weather and a commercial. Got to pay the bills, guys.
Hello, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfs Up Radio, reporting your national weather forecast. Today is the last day of summer. It's Monday, September 21st, 2020. We're starting off looking at the Gulf Coast again. We have Tropical Storm Beta bringing in lots of rain across Texas and Louisiana and some surrounding areas, and then traveling northeast as the week continues. Not too much active weather for the rest of the country. On the East Coast, we're seeing pretty sunny skies, 65 degrees in New York City, 68 in Raleigh. Definitely starting to feel that fall-like weather on the East Coast. Down in Florida, we're going to see some on and off again thunderstorms along eastern and central Florida. Miami coming in at 84 degrees today. Out in the Midwestern region, we have some pretty clear skies as well. In Chicago, 77 degrees, 78 in Minneapolis, and 87 in Denver. On the West Coast, it's still pretty warm, 71 degrees in Seattle, 88 in Sacramento, and still over 100 degrees in some places of Southern California, 105 degrees today in Palm Springs. And that is it for today, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Abby, for that weather report. You guys, we'll be right back after the break.
Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. The Drive Home with Matt the Press Factor Martin. Tune in Monday through Friday to take your turf management program to the next level. Only on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines. With the Pro Products Green Feeder System, irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit ProProducts.com to learn more. Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today. From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. In the news, Homedale, New Jersey. WorkWave, a provider of cloud-based software solutions, has been named 2020 NJBiz Best Place to Work in New Jersey for the 8th year. The NJBiz Best Places to Work in New Jersey Awards program recognizes and honors the best top places of employment in New Jersey that benefit the state's economy, workforce, and businesses. The Best Places to Work in New Jersey virtual awards ceremony was held on Thursday, September 17th. Since the company's last appearance on NJBiz Best Places to Work list, WorkWave has created a credit union partnership offering financial wellness classes, formalized soft skill leadership and sales training, and hosted monthly company virtual happy hours and recurring town hall meetings. To help employees reduce out-of-pocket costs, WorkWave is now offering teledoc services to employees on their medical plan. This upgrade to their benefits package allows employees to contact a medical professional via phone or computer for quick medical attention, reducing confusion for employees and maintaining the same high level of quality care at a 0% increase in cost for medical coverage. The company also provides a variety of perks, including free lunch daily from local restaurants, company-wide health and wellness events, team building events, and employee appreciation days. WorkWave also supports the local community through beach cleanups and contributions to the local food bank. For more information about WorkWave, visit careers.workwave.com to learn more about the employee experience. I'm Steve Anthony for Turfs Up Radio News.
Thanks, Mr. Anthony, for that breaking news here on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. And we're here with Orval Jones, better known as the Strawberry Man. Lord have mercy, the one that taught me everything I know when it comes to being a green industry pro. Followed in my parents' footsteps, both him and mom, and it's kind of cool. So I want to give a little background on Dad before we jump into this COVID-19 mess. Dad actually graduated from the horticulture program that I am now teaching in. You were in the first graduating class?
Correct.
In what, 1968?
68.
1968, and I am the department chair, program coordinator for that program at the community college here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So it's kind of an honor to be teaching where he actually went to school, and Mom, went through the program there too. So, it was a few years after you, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's good having, it's kind of like, a part of them is always there on campus. So even though we were in a newer facility and, bigger and better greenhouses since they had in 1968, but it's real cool having that part of the history. But I remember growing up, seeing Dad leave every morning, go to work and everything, and Mom, taking us to job sites during the summer and everything. And, I kind of knew that's what I wanted to do growing up, other than, join the military and do that time, but always wanted to be a part of this industry. And so was very thankful to be brought up in a industry where I got to learn a trade, where I got to learn a skill, and where I got to learn a lot about running a business. And so, big thanks to you, Dad. Big thanks to Mom. I know Mom's listening on the air. We're going to get Mom on the air probably one night with my Aunt Carol, because those two ladies taught me everything about hand pruning. And you guys hear me talk about this all the time. I do not like using shears on any of the plant material that we use. And so I learned from those two ladies, and we might get them on the show one night and talk a little bit about hand pruning. But, before we went to break, we were talking about how COVID messed up the strawberry plants and kind of set it back. COVID set everything back. It really hurt my Turf Teacher Inc. business with the continuing education for landscape contractors and irrigation contractors, because both licensing boards shut down continuing education. And that was, my main livelihood. It was. And so I had to pick it up a notch. And so we started going after pesticide credits that were not allowed online, now all of a sudden became available online. The pesticide boards in several states went ahead and improved online continuing education, or CEUs. And so we jumped on board with North Carolina first, then South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. So trying to cover the Southeast and want to get in the other states. And then, moved into the general contractors, because we're not only landscape contractors, we're general contractors too. So we have both the building, commercial and residential building license in the landscape business name, as well as a home building company. So we're covered on every spectrum when it comes to licensing. And so we started teaching general contractor CEUs that were allowed 100% via Zoom or face-to-face in the small numbers that our governor allowed. So real thankful for that. Just, hard work, dedication, pushing through. And, when you take something negative like COVID and kind of push through it and survive, you feel good about it. Even though the green industry and the construction industry were deemed essential employees, it still had an effect on all of us. It did. Now, you might disagree, like, no, I'm busier than ever, but let's take back at this. Let's look at this. Now, I'm going to use an example of a restaurant that we went to since as long as I can remember. Working for Mom and Dad, there was a restaurant called the White House Restaurant in downtown Winston-Salem that we ate at just about every day, Dad. A lot. When we had the larger commercial contract, we'd start working at 6:30 in the summers that we were off in between school, and start working about 6, and Mom and Dad would be like, hey, 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're like, let's go to the White House. All right, let's do it. We'd go. Well, they closed their doors this past Friday. I never dreamed in a million years that would have ever happened, that they closed their doors. And then another restaurant that we love so much, King Kitchen, is actually remodeling because they're thriving. So I know you might think, your business is, booming during this, but, there you have two very popular restaurants in our area. One had to shut its doors, and the other one is expanding because of the situation that we're in. So I know a lot of you guys have probably expanded. It may have hurt you. You may have lost some major contracts because of it. And COVID is a nasty thing that has happened to us. And we still are going to see, you know, the repercussions of it even on into next year when things do turn around. I know it's still going to affect Turf Teacher Inc. next year because some people kind of went ahead and got their CEUs this year. The other ones are waiting to next year, but it's just one of the things. So Orval, tell us how it actually affected the strawberries. What has happened with the strawberry plants?
Well, start off with in March when everything started to shut down, we went through the fear of our life. We were probably facing one of the most productive years that we've had since we've been in the business for 10 years, and everything going well. And then we didn't really even know we were going to be able to sell the first one at this farm like we've been doing. So the last of April rolled around and berries started to get ripe, and Eric here asked me, what are we going to do about this? And I said, well, we're going to play just by ear just to see how it goes. It's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission at this time. So we were very lucky. We had a phenomenal year. A lot of people come. They did their social distancing. They were respectful to everybody. We couldn't ask for a better group of customers. Very understanding about what was going on, and you know, wanted to be helpful to us to be able to do what we need to do. And I think they all enjoyed what they were doing, because by the time we were picking berries, most everybody had been cooped up in their house for 2 months. And, you know, these kids needed a place to go and come. And we had some unbelievable days of sales. We sold out most every day by 1 or 2 o'clock at the latest. We were able to open every day for 6 weeks. Except for 1 week we had rain. If we hadn't had rain that week, we would have set an unbelievable record for the sales for the year. Going on into the season a little bit, we found out that our plant supplier, where it originates in Prince Edward Island in Canada, had trouble getting immigrant workers to come up and get the plant started. The border from Canada was closed. They couldn't get our people from that they'd been getting up there over all the years that had the experience to do it. So they eventually got some people from Jamaica to come up, and then the country quarantined them for 3 weeks. So they got a really late start in getting stuff going. So we don't know exactly when we're going to get our plants. We're sitting here waiting on that right now.
Guys, we're going to talk more about the strawberries here in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. We got Orval Jones, the Strawberry Man, talking about how COVID has affected his green industry business.
Picking up a lawnmower to cut a few lawns is easy, but building and running a successful lawn and landscape business that will offer you the lifestyle you've always dreamed about isn't. By partnering with the Green Executive, we can guide you through your daily operations that will lead you to success. From developing a seasonal marketing plan to outlining new processes and procedures, we can do it all. We specialize in how to properly screen a new client, how to efficiently schedule your busy workload, and best of all, we teach you how to estimate your jobs profitably. We have proven successful strategies in how to help manage and maintain your best employees, make deals with vendors, and strengthening your client relationships. Log on to thegreenexecutive.com today. We can give you the help you need to find the success you've always dreamed of.
Are you a family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit ProProducts.com to learn more.
Hey Turfio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's Turfs Up Radio time. Now you can hear the latest updates in green industry news, services, and technology. Learn about new products all while enjoying the best music. If you don't believe me, then ask my good friend Alexa. Just say launch Turfs Up Radio. Radio.
What's up, Turfs Up Radio? This is Ryan Breda giving you today's sports report. Injuries were the story in the NFL on Sunday, as Saquon Barkley, Nick Bosa, and Jimmy Garoppolo were some of the players that had to leave their respective games. Nick Bosa and Saquon Barkley are both feared to have torn their ACL. The Dallas Stars took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Saturday by defeating the Lightning 4-1. The Stars had goals from Joel Hanley, Jamie Oleksiak, Joel Cavaranta, and Jason Dickinson. Game 2 of the final will be played Monday at 8 p.m. And lastly, Houston Astros starting pitcher Justin Verlander announced on Instagram that he will need Tommy John surgery. Verlander hasn't played in a game since July 24th. That's it for the sports report. This is Ryan Breda reporting for Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Live from the Turfs Up Radio News Desk, I'm Steve Anthony for the latest in green industry news, weather, and sports. Sent to your phone, be sure to download the Turn podcast on your mobile device. That's Turn for Turfs Up Radio News.
Hey, it's Daniel Vols.
And I'm Holly Vols.
And we're the Vols Twins.
Join us every weekday, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Pump Station.
We'll be sharing the latest and greatest health and fitness information to help you and your business be more successful, because health is wealth. Turfs Up Radio.
Your industry, your station.
And welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. We were just talking about how COVID has affected, green industry businesses, and Mr. Jones here talking about what it did to the strawberries and how it actually boosted sales when it first happened. Everybody was cooped up in their house. The one thing that they could do was outside activities. All the gyms were closed. The schools were shut down. Moms and dads were tired of their children being at the kitchen table doing their homework. So they said, let's get outside. Let's start biking. That's why you couldn't find a bike at a bike shop for so many months. That's why you couldn't find a kayak at any of the sports stores. Well, you couldn't find a strawberry after lunch because we'd done sold them all right after lunch because people were tired of being cooped up. And so it boosted sales beyond belief. The best year we ever had at Jones Strawberry Farm this past year. But now we're looking at COVID affecting us for next year. And pick back up with that, Mr. Jones.
Well, we got a planting date that we've got to try to get everything in the ground accomplished to get everything going the way it ought to go to start with. All right. Anyway, we try to shoot for the anywhere from the 25th of September to the end of the month, and maybe at the very latest, the first week in October. And this year, with the delay in getting the plants started in Nova Scotia and King Edward Island in that area of the country, we only got our plant material into our contractor who grows our plants for us. He's had them about 3 weeks. So we've got another week at least of growing time in South Carolina, maybe 2 weeks, because we've had a cool spell here. We got down to 45 degrees last night here in Winston-Salem. So it takes 50-degree nights to get berries to keep growing. It kind of puts them in a little bit of a shock when they get that cool overnight. Doesn't hurt them too bad in the spring once they've been established and got a good root system. But you got to remember, these plants are being rooted. We actually brought tips in from King Edward Island, and they're put in a 50 tray container and 50 plants per tray, and they're rooted underneath mist have to grow in that period from 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the weather and so forth. But we really get kind of nervous about going in this late, particularly with the variety we're using. We're using a variety called Camarosa, which is really an eastern strawberry. But we found it that it's done real well for us. Productivity is higher. We have it will withstand the wet conditions a lot better than some of the other varieties that we've used in the past. But the main thing is it just keeps on coming in the spring, and it will withstand the heat. This year we got kind of warm early in June, and we were able to, I think we picked on through the middle of June, which was kind of a long term for us. Kind of made up for a little bit of the time we had from the rain, but we're hoping to get our plant material in to get planted in within the next week or 10 days. And then from that point forward, we will have to cover everything almost immediately to try to build up enough heat in the plants in the soil to get enough growth on them before winter comes, to get enough crowns produced so the berries will actually have a good favorable crop next year. The word is you need 50 days of 50-degree plus weather to get them mature enough to do what you need to do. And we're pushing it pretty hard right now. October can be pretty warm. November we could have a normal season and would be okay. It's just the early cool weather is what really sets you back. You've got to watch for that.
And it's basically cover, uncover to keep the ground temperatures warm. So
yeah, fall of the year when we cover them right now, we probably leave them covered till we get ready to once they've done what they need to do. So,
gotcha. And so back to the whole COVID thing. What did that do with the workforce in King Edward's Island?
They were not able to get their people that they've been getting for years to come up and help them. Growing these strawberry tips is a really labor-intensive production. It has to be done all 100% by hand, except for the original planting of the mother plants. And then they physically go into the fields and they cut cuttings on these plants that are growing right on the ground. Just to give you a little bit of an example, on 2 acres that we're growing, we've got 30,000 plants. That is enough plant material, and the guy that brings our plants up, he fills a 24-foot, 8-foot high, 8-foot wide trailer full to the top, no room left. And that's a kind of give you an example of what the volume of plants is. And these guys in Prince Edward Island grow them by the millions. So, and they produce all the berries that are grown in that part of the country. All the berries for the southeastern part of the United States, the plants are started up there, with an exception of some that are grown in the mountains of North Carolina.
And so they were having trouble getting their employees brought in, the migrant workers, to because of COVID.
Right.
And so, we're seeing a little bit later effect of COVID with the strawberries, where certain businesses, felt right
off the front.
Got the harsh reality of, they may not make it real quick. And so, we're going to be dealing with, because usually we'd already had the berries in the ground right now.
Yeah, we started last year about this week. We finished up in about 3 days. So that's, of course, everybody being injured, we're going to have a hard time getting it done this year.
Hey, the surgeon did say, you don't need to drive a tractor, but that's going to happen.
But you can look.
I'm not gonna stand by and watch.
It's hard to do that too.
I can drive the tractor, and plug-in season right here too. So don't want to miss any of that. So we're both not prone to follow directions, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, and most of the time the accidents are just. And I'm still mad at myself over this thing. I got all this work that needs to be done, and people depending on me to do other things, and I go and do something that's just plumb ignorant. But it cost me. And I've been doing this kind of stuff for my whole adult life. I've been, I grew up on a farm, and at a young age, I was on equipment. By all rights, I probably shouldn't have anything left that hasn't been broken.
Well, and this is, I mean, from as long as I can remember, this is other than when you had an accident with one of the Steiner tractors.
Yep.
I was probably high school at that time.
High school, early first year of college. It was in the summer.
Yeah, and you got injured on one of that, and then now this. So you've been a tough guy.
Yeah.
It's so.
Oh, look.
Hey, luck is always good to have around. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to check the weather again, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Hello, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turns Up Radio reporting your national weather forecast. Today is the last day of summer. It's Monday, September 21st, 2020. We're starting off looking at the Gulf Coast again. We have Tropical Storm Beta bringing in lots of rain across Texas and Louisiana and some surrounding areas, and then traveling northeast as the week continues. Not too much active weather for the rest of the country. On the East Coast, we're seeing pretty sunny skies, 65 degrees in New York City, 68 in Raleigh. Definitely starting to feel that fall-like weather on the East Coast. Down in Florida, we're going to see some on and off again thunderstorms along eastern and central Florida. Miami coming in at 84 degrees today. Out in the Midwestern region, we have some pretty clear skies as well. In Chicago, 77 degrees, 78 in Minneapolis, and 87 in Denver. On the West Coast, it's still pretty warm, 71 degrees in Seattle, 88 in Sacramento, and still over 100 degrees in some places of Southern California, 105 degrees today in Palm Springs. And that is it for today, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turns Up Radio, your industry, your station. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, this is Jeff Hesser, senior contributor and co-host of the Weekend Review here on Turfs Up Radio. Can't make it to major green industry events, but want to stay connected? Don't worry, we have you covered. Be sure to download the Turfs Up Radio app or visit our website. We'll bring you the live coverage you need to keep you up to date with everything that happens in our industry. And to find out where we'll be next, simply visit greenindustryevents.com. That's greenindustryevents.com. And always remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today.
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit proproducts.com to learn more.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
the news, Cleveland, Ohio. New Farm and Project Evergreen are pleased to announce the global company's continued commitment to bolster the reach of the Green Care for Troops initiative. The program, now in its 14th year, provides active duty military families with complimentary basic lawn care and landscape maintenance services while a family member is deployed defending our country. Headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio, Project Evergreen is a national nonprofit committed to bringing people together through its Green Care for Communities initiatives to make a difference in how yards, parks, and communities create a greener, healthier, cooler earth. Project Evergreen also supports military families through the Green Care and Snow Care for Troops initiatives. Counting this year's commitment, New Farm has invested more than $500,000 in a 4-year span to the initiative, and it's paying off in the improved health and well-being of military families and a growing and sustained green space footprint. Green Care for Troops has added 365 new volunteers and achieved a volunteer-to-family match rate above 70%. Along with its sister program, Snow Care for Troops, Green Care for Troops volunteers delivered lawn care and landscape services valued at more than $2 million to military families across the United States. Since the program's inception in 2006, Green Care for Troops initiative has seen more than 11,000 military families and more than 6,000 green industry professionals register to receive or provide these much-needed services. I'm Steve Anthony for Turfs Up Radio News.
Welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. We are talking to the man himself, the Strawberry Man. That's Mr. Orval Jones, my dad. Looks like he's about to fall asleep over here. I keep getting messages on Facebook and text messages. Guys, we do have the turf line open, area code 336-971-7525. Again, 336-971-7525. If you got a question for Mr. Jones or myself, the old turf teacher, we're talking strawberries, how it affected us with the COVID situation. You guys kind of know my story, but, we're going to get through it. We will. We were deemed essential employees, but it still affected our businesses in several ways. And so we're learning how I did that with the strawberries. But what I want to start talking about, Dad, is, the process of actually getting the fields ready. Because, most of our listeners were turf grass guys, and I love the fact that you mentioned a soil test a while ago. And that is a big, big part of lawn care as well. And so are you using a private company to do your soil testing, or are you using the Department of Ag?
Department of Ag, NC State.
And how long is that actually taking to get the results back?
We can get them usually within a couple of weeks. Depending on the time of year that you send them off, spring of the year is the hardest time to get them back. So usually we don't have much problem with strawberries. Our biggest thing is getting the fields cleaned so we can get in there to do it. And it's kind of interesting the way that the soil test usually comes back about the same. We've got 5 different areas we plant in, and each one of them will, on a test, prior test, ones that are followed up, your analysis are going to come back very similar. We're in pretty good shape. We've been liming pretty regular, and we got to be real careful not to get too much lime. But we try to add at least a couple of 100 pounds per year, and that way we won't have to do so much at a time. And we're using the quick acting, much like you use in the lawn care. We feel like we get a quicker results with that. And that helps us in the long run. That don't have to wait on the ag lime to do it. This ag lime is a lot cheaper, but this year when we got the fields ready, we got about 5.5, 6 inches rain right after. We had the thing wait for couple of weeks before we could even get back in with a small tractor to get over them and not really get stuck and then make a big mess. But so that's another reason to use the bag material. So you do have the opportunity to get out there and get it done without damaging your field so much, and try to keep as much heavy stuff off of it as we can. So.
Exactly. And with that, you got a phone call. You need to just turn that thing off while we're here on the radio. But when it comes to that, people don't understand the work that goes into actually raising a crop or a vegetable on plastic. Because when the season's over, which is probably the hardest part of this job, is removing the plastic and going in with the plastic cutters, and then it's basically just walking down each row, balling it up, and putting them in big trash bags. Is that what you're seeing? That's probably where you have the hardest time getting people to actually show up and work those days.
Well, this is what I tell everybody that wants to get into this business. Tell them the first thing you need to do is go over to your neighbor who's doing this and offer your services to him. He'll probably pay you well just to go out there and go behind this crop after you've done all the fun part, collecting the money and meeting the people and so forth, is to pull it up. And it's usually in July, mid-July, and the temperature is about 90 degrees or above. And it is one tough job. We're seriously looking at some way of getting it up mechanically a little more. We've got some mechanical help in it right now, but there are machines out there to do it. We're just not large enough to really justify it on our little operation to do it. So,
well, it doesn't feel little when you're growing 2+ acres, and it's a lot of work. And so, our main focus, guys, with the strawberry farm is what I like to call agritourism. We're not producing enough to sell to the grocery stores or the restaurants or anything. This is pretty much come to our strawberry fields, come to our Jones Strawberry Farm, and actually have an experience, not just purchase strawberries. When you create an experience for your customers, they're going to come back, time after time. So even if you're not in, some type of ag business and you're in a landscape setting and you have a retail garden center, you need to create the same type of atmosphere, because we want to do more with the Jones Strawberry Farm other than strawberries. And we've talked about doing this, and I know one day that we're going to get to this point, but when we get the plastic up and we get the plants planted, it's time to have a pumpkin patch. It's time to have a hayride. It's time to have a spooky woods or a haunted trail for our customers to come back. We need to sell Christmas trees. We need to actually sell our jam, our strawberry jam, syrup, and jelly and salsa all year long. It's amazing once you grab people's attention, and you've grabbed people's attention on Facebook. I mean, you really have. I tell you and Mom this all the time, that you need to incorporate that more into the landscape side. But we'll talk more about that in the second half of the show. But we've got the plastic up. We've done the soil testing. We've done everything needed to plow the fields, get them tilled up, and then you bring in, Mr. Sawyer, who actually lays the plastic rows. We wait, 10 days to 2 weeks after the laying of the plastic, but we're having to wait a little bit longer because of COVID affecting the delay of the migrant workers to actually, do the actual plugs that we get. And now, what's the next step? Plants are planted. What's the process like throughout the winter?
Well, you got to watch your moisture levels. Sometimes in the fall of the year, we get long dry spells. We need to actually, believe it or not, we need to probably water every week a certain period of time, unless we do get consistent rains. You get a certain amount of rain, it'll penetrate the beds. They're all everywhere. There's a plant, there's a hole, so we can take on some water from rain, but not necessarily enough sometimes. Now, we've seen that in the past. The other thing is, one of the things I need to mention, critical to this business and anything growing in this area of country now, is make sure you got yourself protected from the deer. Deer played havoc on us probably 3 or 4 years that we just really had a hard time with them, and we finally come across a structure that works real well for us, and we don't have to worry too much about them. We get a little bit of damage from it, but nothing like what we were doing at one time.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, we're going to be taking a short break here in just a second and talking to the Jones Strawberry Man himself, Mr. Orval Jones.
Picking up a lawnmower to cut a few lawns is easy, but building and running a successful lawn and landscape business that will offer you the lifestyle you've always dreamed about isn't. By partnering with the Green Executive, we can guide you through your daily operations that will lead you to success. From developing a seasonal marketing plan to outlining new processes and procedures, we can do it all. We specialize in how to properly screen a new client, how to efficiently schedule your busy workload, and best of all, we teach you how to estimate your jobs profitably. We have proven successful strategies in how to help manage and maintain your best employees, make deals with vendors, and strengthening your client relationships. Log on to thegreenexecutive.com today. We can give you the help you need to find the success you've always dreamed of.
Are you a family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turf's Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit proproducts.com to learn more.
Hey Turfio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's Turf's Up Radio time. Now you can hear the latest updates in green industry news, services, and technology. Learn about new products all while enjoying the best music. If you don't believe me, then ask my good friend Alexa. Just say launch Turf's Up Radio.
What's up, Turf's Up Radio? This is Ryan Breda, giving you today's sports report. Injuries were the story in the NFL on Sunday, as Saquon Barkley, Nick Bosa, and Jimmy Garoppolo were some of the players that had to leave their respective games. Nick Bosa and Saquon Barkley are both feared to have torn their ACL. The Dallas Stars took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Saturday by defeating the Lightning 4-1. The Stars had goals from Joel Hanley, Jamie Oleksiak, Joel Cabarranta, and Jason Dickinson. Game 2 of the final will be played Monday at 8 p.m. And lastly, Houston Astros starting pitcher Justin Verlander announced on Instagram that he will need Tommy John surgery. Verlander hasn't played in a game since July 24th. That's it for the sports report. This is Ryan Breda reporting for Turf's Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Hey everybody, this is Hecubus from the Nightcap. I'm just sitting here relaxing in the vault with my friends and a tasty pint. You should stop by and listen in sometime. I'm here every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, live only on Turf's Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans. Do you know what time it is? That's right. It's Turfs Up Radio time. Now you can hear the latest updates in green industry news, services, and technology. Learn about new products all while enjoying the best music. If you don't believe me, then ask my good friend Alexa. Just say launch Turfs Up Radio.
And welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. I'm just talking about a little bit of irrigation there on the plants. Irrigation's a big part of agriculture, a big part of lawn care, landscaping. And so that is probably one of our biggest main concerns throughout the winter on the strawberry plants is watering them.
Yeah, that in the severe cold, even though we've got berries covered up, there's just a limit to what those covers will do to protect them. They need to stay relatively, as long as they don't get down in the single digits, we're usually pretty good here with the single cover that we put on them. And we'll actually uncover for a while, early February, late January, depending on what the climate is. I know last year some of the people, and I was guilty of them on part of mine, I left the covers on too long and they started blooming really early. And that's okay, but I don't think we can sell too many strawberries around here the 1st of March. It's just too cold outside for people to come out. We just at that point you just kind of back up. You lose a few of them, and they actually make up for it if you take them off and let them grow. They'll come on and produce more crowns and blooms for the spring, and that's exactly what happened this year. A little fear there to start off with, because we had some early bloom. We didn't get really cold enough to put them dormant like they should. So they act. Every year is a different year. It's no 2 years that we've been doing it that we've had the exact same thing happen. I mean, one year we stayed in the 60s and 70s all the way up almost to Christmas, and we had so many berries on the plants in the spring that none of them get any size. They were just little tiny things on some of the plants. I mean, we had plants that had 50, 60 blooms, and that's just way too many. You want to start out with a good hand, 15 or so, and add a few more as they come along. You don't want all those blooms coming at one time. They just the little old plant just cannot produce enough nutrients and get enough moisture in there to take care of to give you the volume that you want. And people just don't want little berries.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big and juicy. Sweet.
It don't matter. I mean, they'll get the big ones every time. I don't know what, sometimes people come back with the small ones. They'd rather have them, but the majority of the ones we see come in are the bigger ones.
Looks like apples sometimes. But I'm like right the opposite. I like the smaller ones. I don't like
they
having.
They are good. They got a good flavor. Yeah.
And you don't have to cut them up so much. Like you just want to cap them and put them on your ice cream bowl. That's what I like doing. But anyway, that's good learning this whole strawberry process. Now, how has strawberries affected you as being a landscape contractor? Has it hurt it? Has it helped it? Have you gained work from it? I know we pick berries whenever, the season is getting started.
Yeah, our biggest problem with it is it is a serious overlap with especially in the spring we get started. We got a lot of weeding to do in the strawberry fields and uncovering them 3 or 4 times. And at the same time, we're trying to fertilize lawns and get our first mowing and cut in. And about that time, somebody comes along and wants a nice landscape job done, and you just can't turn your head and walk away. You got to do it. You just try to get enough people to manage your way through it. We've been fortunate in the past. We've had some people that work for us for a fairly long time in the berries that we can depend on to help us at different times when we really need to crunch. And same as with the picking season come, they got different people to come to do that. So that part we've been worked out. We wish we could work the landscape area just as good. There is some feedback from both. We've had strawberry customers that became landscape customers, and we've had landscape customers that have been strawberry customers from the very beginning. They found out about us and brought people out, and they kind of got things started. This year we got people coming that live right around the corner from us that didn't know we were here. So I think everybody was just hungry for trying to find something to do outside. And fortunately, we had we were in a pretty good situation to be able to do that. So.
Oh yeah. It's the only thing we could do. It was the only thing. I mean, restaurants shut down, gyms shut down, Little League shut down. Everything was shut down. And like I said, we were scared that they were going to say we couldn't be open. Yeah. But, with the social distancing practices and the hand washing station that we set up and everything, we were good to go. And in that aspect, I hate saying this, but COVID is a horrible thing. And so you hate to think that it, boost anything. But people being trapped inside actually made them want to come out to the strawberry patch.
Yeah, we were just able to capitalize on the side effects of it. Even the parks were closed in places, and we've got about 8 or 10 acres in the area that we're working, and plenty of room for people to walk around. We never really got crowded in the field at any one time, but we were blessed with the numbers that just keep coming every day. We have a crowd one day, and I said, that we won't have anybody tomorrow. There won't be anybody show up, and there'll be a whole new crowd come the next day. So, and the word got around that was something to do, and they enjoyed it. It was a big plus for us, actually. I mean, the industry as a whole. We talked to our fertilizer supplier, who's down in Fayetteville area, and the first shipment of fertilizer we got, our liquid fertilizer we use in the spring. He told us, he said, "You guys go ahead and need to get ready because it's coming." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "It's unbelievable at the number of people in the Wilmington area and Fayetteville and the eastern part of the state where they first started, what kind of production they were getting and the number of people that they were coming. They were having really good luck at selling." So we felt really good about it, and we didn't do anything really different this year over any other year, except we're just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So
yeah. And what you said there, you were talking with your supplier, and they were giving you good feedback and helping you out. Everybody that seems to be in the strawberry business helps each other out.
Oh yeah.
Unlike the way it used to be in the landscape industry.
Yeah, it's a good industry. There's nobody that you talk to. I talked to several of the growers, and we got one fellow in particular in Greensboro area that I've talked to numerous times, and he's been nothing but help. I mean, he any knowledge that he have a new variety he's tried or something he's done different or something like that, you're more than welcome to share that information. And the same thing, I would do that for him. Of course, he's been in it a pretty good bit longer than I am, so I needed some assistance at times. So,
well, and being willing to help your colleagues. I remember you talking about this, years ago, Dad, that the green industry just didn't come together. We see it coming together more as a industry that helps, people that are getting started and people willing to share the knowledge. I mean, that's what we're doing here at Turfs Up Radio. But back in the days, people didn't talk about their business.
No. You'd never give up your labor rate.
No.
Whatever you charge for labor, that was your secret. Nobody would know that, or how much you charge per square foot to seed, or
any of that,
any of that kind of stuff. And it's just it's not that hard to figure out once you've done it. And the more you share that information, the more likely you are to everybody get a fair price for what they're doing.
Exactly.
Hello, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfs Up Radio, reporting your national weather forecast. Today is the last day of summer. It's Monday, September 21st, 2020. We're starting off looking at the Gulf Coast again. We have Tropical Storm Beta bringing in lots of rain across Texas and Louisiana and some surrounding areas, and then traveling northeast as the week continues. Not too much active weather for the rest of the country. On the East Coast, we're seeing pretty sunny skies, 65 degrees in New York City, 68 in Raleigh. Definitely starting to feel that fall-like weather on the East Coast. Down in Florida, we're going to see some on and off again thunderstorms along eastern and central Florida. Miami coming in at 84 degrees today. Out in the Midwestern region, we have some pretty clear skies as well. In Chicago, 77 degrees, 78 in Minneapolis, and 87 in Denver. On the West Coast, it's still pretty warm, 71 degrees in Seattle, 88 in Sacramento, and still over 100 degrees in some places of Southern California, 105 degrees today in Palm Springs. And that is it for today, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. Have a great day, everyone.
Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. The Drive Home with Matt the Press Factor Martin. Tune in Monday through Friday to take your turf management program to the next level. Only on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines. With the Pro Products Green Feeder System, irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit ProProducts.com to learn more. Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today. From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. In the news, United Kingdom. Textron Specialized Vehicles announced it will relocate all manufacturing of Jacobson professional turf equipment to its facility in Ipswich, United Kingdom. The move will begin this fall and be completed in stages over the next several months. This move will enable the company to focus its investments, skill, and improvements in mower production on a single facility and leverage existing resources and expertise at its Ipswich facility. The plant, which currently builds Jacobson Ransom's mowers, is the oldest manufacturer of motorized lawnmowers in the world, in operation for more than 187 years. The UK facility will produce mowers for all regions, including North America. Jacobson will maintain its sales, parts, and customer care teams in North America and its network of North American distributors to serve its customers in the United States and Canada. In a call with members of the industry media Thursday, it said that 30 to 35% of Jacobson products had been manufacturing in Ipswich over the last 5 years. Jacobson relocated North American production from Charlotte, North Carolina to Augusta, Georgia in 2016. In the last 2 years, that number has probably been raised to 50% coming out of Ipswich as the business moves to coming out of these consolidated platforms. And that was a strategic decision to allow multi-site manufacturing of the same products.
In reality, the volumes that the company sees out there today in what has been effectively a shrinking marketplace didn't lend itself to multiple manufacturing locations. Jacobson continues to develop new products to serve customers around the globe. The brand will launch a robust slate of new customers in coming months, including quiet, highly efficient Eclipse 360 Elite electric greens lawnmower, powered by the Samsung SDI lithium battery technology, and the new AR530 and AR730 area rotary mowers designed to be safer, easier, and more cost-effective to maintain and operate. I'm Steve Anthony for Turfs Up Radio News.
And welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. We got a turf time of 7:16 here. Keep it up with Mr. Jones every Monday night on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station. We're live every Monday night, 6 to 8 p.m., and we're live every single morning, 7 to 8 a.m. Loving Turfs Up Radio, bringing it to you guys. Life lessons and landscape lectures, that's what the turf teacher is all about. And if you're needing pesticide credits, tomorrow night, I will be offering on Turf Talk Tuesday, starting at 7 p.m. It'll run for 2 hours. You'll get 2 pesticide credits in the states of North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So if you need pesticide credits, we have them for you. Where else in the world can you sit on the couch, grab a cold beer, and earn your pesticide credits? That's what it's about, right? You don't want to take time off during the day to get on one of these webinars 8 to 5. No, you need to be in the field working. You need to be making the money, come home, chill out, have dinner with the wife and kids, and then be able to get your CEUs. We do it every single Tuesday night, guys. Turf Talk Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. here in the Zoom room at turfteacher.com. All you got to do is go to turfteacher.com, click on live webinars, and get signed up for any of the classes. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about natural pest controls and integrated pest management for the landscape manager. Some of my favorite topics to talk about when it comes to pesticides, because nobody likes their yards sprayed if they don't have to be. I know they definitely don't like their strawberries being sprayed, do they, Mr. Jones?
Sure don't.
That is the one question they always ask us. What's the number one question people ask you about your strawberries?
Do y'all spray your strawberries?
Do you spray your strawberries? And the answer is what? No. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. You do not do that. People will not eat them. Now, guys, I'm all for pesticides. I am. We could not feed the world if we did not use pesticides, but we don't have to do it with strawberries. We have management practices in place. That's the one reason we do the plastic culture. It keeps the weeds down. It just makes the beds clean. Yes, it's a lot of hard labor. I mean, it took us 6 or 7 days to hand weed the entire
2 acres.
The 2 acres that we did. I mean, we were on our hands and knees, for those days straight. So, but it was worth it, and they looked absolutely beautiful. So, but don't forget, guys, Turf Teacher's got you covered on the pesticides. And if you're a general contractor, every Wednesday night, webinar Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m., we do continuing education for builders in North Carolina and soon to be in other states as well. But this Wednesday, we're doing the mandatory update that is required by the North Carolina General Contractors Licensing Board. So always something going on here at Turf Teacher. I swear, my weeknights are absolutely full, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just what I love to do. And so, Mr. Jones, Dad, we were talking about, customers, back and forth. You're getting customers from the landscape side to buy strawberries, and then strawberry customers becoming landscape customers. Do you see any other benefits or maybe restraints to actually having a dual business, because it's hard. It's hard to run multiple businesses at one time. But tell us some benefits of that.
Well, with as much stuff we got going on, you never run out of work. That's for sure. Whether we got something to do in the Berries or we have a rainy day and we can't work in town, there's always something to do here. It really spread the work. If we could spread it out a little bit, we'd be better off. But unfortunately, the weeds grow in the lawns the same time they grow in the strawberry patch. So it's kind of a warning, I guess, when you start seeing things come up here on the farm, then we know we got stuff going in town. So that we spend special attention to the areas that we work in and the homes that we take care of, properties, that kind of stuff, to just to make sure that everything's good there. It's basically what you see one place, you're going to see everywhere else. And we're no different in the berries than we are on the landscape side. It's just a lot of the same weeds.
Yeah, it is.
You get your broadleaf planting. Sometimes you get crown vetch or something like that growing into grasses, that kind of stuff. All the very same things. But it's a challenge. It can be really tough on you whenever things really get going in the spring, and it's kind of hard to get everybody attitude right to want to get out there and go get it done. So
exactly.
I'm the first one.
I want to go back to discuss the situation you're saying, that everybody that's in the strawberry business, and especially the North Carolina Strawberry Association, everybody wants to help everybody. And why do you think that was such a problem, even just a few years back? I remember those days where people would not talk anything about their business. And we're seeing it more and more today, especially with social media, that, these companies and these, entrepreneurs that are on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, they're sharing their secrets a little more openly. What do you think changed that?
Well, I think the big thing with the social media is that those people are not in your local area. A lot of them are out of town, different parts of the country, and they all got the same labor problems. They got the same issues with that. They'll advise you on if you were to ask someone what kind of equipment you use for this or that, you get some feedback on that, which is great. Saves you a lot of time, and then you kind of weigh all those things in and decide what you want to do for yourself. And I think the berry business may be the same way, because we don't have a lot of growers in this area where we're at. I know of no more than 3 or 4 farms in Forsyth County, in the county that we're in, that grow. And there's some in the adjoining counties that have more. We've had people come by while I was working in mine first got started. I know a guy that started his business he come by and asked me questions. And I shared that information with him as best I knew how. And actually, he did better the first couple of years than I did. So, it wasn't no problem. I mean, it's the prices for what we do, or the disadvantage is that we publish our prices. You can call up the farm and you can see what everything costs on the phone, or you can drive by and we got a sign up that tells the price of everything, and the same with the other people. So that's not a secret. Your things that you need to understand and know are the most important things, are actually growing and how to produce and get the most berries. I switched varieties 2 years ago, and that's probably the hardest thing I've did since I've been in the business. And we had a really good berry. We grow one that's called Chandler. It's been around for a long time, and everybody just love it. Very sweet. I mean, you couldn't hardly ask for a sweeter berry. But we just weren't getting the production, and I changed people that I were getting my plants from. I started getting it from a guy in South Carolina by the name of Eric Hunter, who's been he's not been a partner as such, but he has been a great friend and advisor on what we were doing, and it really helped us out.
Good stuff from the Strawberry Man himself, Mr. Orval Jones. We'll be right back, guys.
Picking up a lawnmower to cut a few lawns is easy, But building and running a successful lawn and landscape business that will offer you the lifestyle you've always dreamed about isn't. By partnering with the Green Executive, we can guide you through your daily operations that will lead you to success. From developing a seasonal marketing plan to outlining new processes and procedures, we can do it all. We specialize in how to properly screen a new client, how to efficiently schedule your busy workload, and best of all, we teach you how to estimate your jobs profitably. We have proven successful strategies in how to help manage and maintain your best employees, make deals with vendors, and strengthening your client relationships. Log on to thegreenexecutive.com today. We can give you the help you need to find the success you've always dreamed of.
Are you a family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time,
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit ProProducts.com to learn more.
Hey, Turfio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's Turfs Up Radio time. Now you can hear the latest updates in green industry news, services, and technology. Learn about new products all while enjoying the best music. If you don't believe me, then ask my good friend Alexa. Just say launch Turfs Up Radio.
What's up, Turfs Up Radio? This is Ryan Breda, giving you today's sports report. Injuries were the story in the NFL on Sunday, as Saquon Barkley, Nick Bosa, and Jimmy Garoppolo were some of the players that had to leave their respective games. Nick Bosa and Saquon Barkley are both feared to have torn their ACL. The Dallas Stars took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Saturday by defeating the Lightning 4-1. The Stars had goals from Joel Hanley, Jamie Oleksiak, Joel Cavaranta, and Jason Dickinson. Game 2 of the final will be played Monday at 8 p.m. And lastly, Houston Astros starting pitcher Justin Verlander announced on Instagram that he will need Tommy John surgery. Verlander hasn't played in a game since July 24th. That's it for the sports report. This is Ryan Breda reporting for Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Every Wednesday night.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
Hump Night with The Duck. 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Only on Turfs Up Radio.
Hump day?
We have to put up with this?
The Rock! The hot place! You're not the top. Gotta say something wrong.
The Duck. On Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Hey, Green Industry Pros, are you new to Turfs Up Radio and want to learn more? Then plug in your earphones and keep listening, because Turfs Up Radio invites you to listen while you work. Our 24/7 live radio platform keeps you up to date, bringing you new tips and interviews from pros like you who want to elevate and educate the green industry. Can't make it to industry shows or events? Don't worry, Turfs Up Radio will be there bringing you live coverage, getting you in on the action. So keep listening to Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
And welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. Don't forget about Hecubus. He's going to be right on after this, guys, with a nightcap every weekday evening. He comes on at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific. So you do not want to miss that show. I'm kind of sandwiched in here between the Grass Factor, Matt Martin, and Hecubus on Monday nights. And I really enjoy talking to Matt those few moments before he hands it off, and then, get to talk with Hecubus here in a few minutes. So, guys, where else in the world, can you learn about this green industry and just connect with your colleagues? I always preach we're colleagues, not competitors. And that's kind of what we were talking about with Strawberry Association and everybody that's involved with agriculture. They help each other. But there was a time in the green industry, landscaping, that nobody wanted to share any information with anybody. And like Mr. Jones here was saying, he said, with social media, that opened up the whole world. You could be talking with someone that's, 2 states away that's having the same problem, the same issue, and you guys are able to network back and forth. And plus with events like GIE, that happens every October, except this October, which is a sad, sad day, that, we heard that information that there was no GIE. But we're all looking forward to GIE 2021 next October. So countdown for that, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully there's no more of this COVID mess going on that will prevent other green industry events that are going on. So if you're looking for that information, go to greenindustryevents.com, greenindustryevents.com, and see where all the events are happening around the country. I know I'm looking forward to the Green and Grow Show in Greensboro, North Carolina, this coming January, if it's not canceled. I mean, I'm starting to see the surveys going out, whether or not their members would think that it would be beneficial to do a virtual conference and virtual trade show. I don't think it's the same thing. It's going to be very heartbreaking if they do cancel the Green and Grow Show, because I'm scheduled to speak there. I'm going to be doing contract and specifications management, talking about basically how to work for a large commercial builder, because that is one of the things that people do not really understand until they get involved with it, and they're like, whoa, it takes a little bit longer to get paid than it does from Mr. and Miss Smith that you mow their lawn every single week. And so, Dad, tell us about some of the instances where, you first started seeing green industry people. I mean, you've been in the business since 1968. So when did you start seeing the green industry come together more as a colleague versus, a competitor theory?
Well, the green industry show, the Green and Grow show was a really good start with that. I think we had some small trade shows, or not shows, or meetings and so forth around there. When I first started in the business, I was working with somebody else for 10 years. So I actually traveled with them a time or two to go some of those. And I'm not scared of strangers too much. I walk up to anybody that's working in the yard, and I'll start talking to them. And, you get a feel right quick if they're going to want to talk about what's going on, or, this, that, or the other, how everything's going. And being around as long as I've been doing it, I've become friends with a lot of the people that's here, and they're well aware that they can call me anytime. I might not give them the right answer, but I tell them what I know, and if it's helpful to them, it's great. There's a lot of work out here to be done. We do a variety of different things, so I don't have to have every lawn on the street to cut to make a living. I can do other things and I prefer it that way. I just we've kind of always done it. But then going to the Green and Grow show, when I first really started going, it was in Winston-Salem, and of course most of those people were around here that I knew, and we were getting some people from out of town, some of the nurseries, some of the suppliers. A lot of times the suppliers will give you information that you won't get from a actual landscaper or somebody like that, see how everything's going and what rates you ought to be charging for this or that or the other. And then we went to Greensboro. That opened up a whole new thing. I miss it being in Winston because I thought we had an awfully good show here. And Greensboro had a lot more space, and of course they brought nurses in from all over the country, equipment suppliers, and then being down there, you'd run into people that you knew from these meetings and so forth. And the other thing is, we've got North Carolina was required for people to be contractors now, licensed contractors, and you got that situation to go to meetings to get CEUs. Of course, Eric's got them online too, but you met a lot of people at some of these places, and you got to talk about them, and you hear people get up in the audience. The commentator, whoever was there or over the program, would ask questions, and people would get up and give them answers and so forth. And you got a little information from people there that you really didn't even. You were there and you heard it and you knew what to think. We haven't got into this part, and I think Eric's going to maybe touch on a little bit, but we were franchisee with Christmas Decor for several years, and going to those franchise meetings, we had a completely different outlook on that because everybody was we had certain areas we had to work in, so they couldn't come in our territory and compete, so we could talk to them about how they did this, how they priced things, and that was a good thing to go. And in doing that, we kind of figured that that'd work real well in the landscape business or irrigation or tree business or whatever. But there's still some people out there yet that kind of they're holding on to what their knowledge is. Some of them done right well doing it too. So it's for a young person that haven't been to college, I think a lot of the people that are landscaping in our areas, a whole lot of people started here with just going out on their own. They didn't have anything, maybe a high school class or something like that, and got started in it and started doing very well. And those people ask a lot of questions. And that sometimes they might be your competitor, but I kind of like being able to talk to these people because I get a new job with somebody and I know the people that's been doing the job. I'll just flat go out and ask them, how did you get along with these people? Did they do you good, do you right, or did you have problems with anybody there? And hey, if they had a problem, you know about it.
Oh yeah.
So that can be good or bad either way.
Well, it's good to see that the industry is becoming more and more helpful with each other. And like I said, social media has been the biggest attribute, I think, for that. And there's a ton of knowledge out there on YouTube, on Instagram, even Facebook, for somebody that's wanting to get into the business, that they could, learn pretty much everything they need to learn, from each other. They don't necessarily need, a 4-year degree in it. And I shouldn't say that because, I am a professor of horticulture. So, I'm trying to recruit for the college as well, but I can understand somebody not wanting to, go that route. Guys, let's check out the weather one last time. We're going to take another break and we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfed Up Radio, reporting your national weather forecast. Today is the last day of summer. It's Monday, September 21st, 2020. We're starting off looking at the Gulf Coast again. We have Tropical Storm Beta bringing in lots of rain across Texas and Louisiana and some surrounding areas, and then traveling northeast as the week continues. Not too much active weather for the rest of the country. On the East Coast, we're seeing pretty sunny skies, 65 degrees in New York City, 68 in Raleigh. Definitely starting to feel that fall-like weather on the East Coast. Down in Florida, we're going to see some on and off again thunderstorms along eastern and central Florida. Miami coming in at 84 degrees today. Out in the Midwestern region, we have some pretty clear skies as well. In Chicago, 77 degrees, 78 in Minneapolis, and 87 in Denver. On the West Coast, it's still pretty warm, 71 degrees in Seattle, 88 in Sacramento, and still over 100 degrees in some places of Southern California, 105 degrees today in Palm Springs. And that is it for today, everyone. This is Abby Lancia with Turfed Up Radio, your industry, your station. Have a great day, everyone.
is Jeff Hesser, senior contributor and co-host of the Weekend Review here on Turfs Up Radio. Can't make it to major green industry events, but want to stay connected? Don't worry, we have you covered. Be sure to download the Turfs Up Radio app or visit our website. We'll bring you the live coverage you need to keep you up to date with everything that happens in our industry. And to find out where we'll be next, simply visit greenindustryevents.com. That's greenindustryevents.com. And always remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today. Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit proproducts.com to learn more.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
In the news, Azusa, California. In 2010, Rainbird introduced the XFS subsurface strip line with patented copper shield technology to protect emitters from root intrusion without the use of harsh chemicals or treated filters. Now, Rainbird is rolling out the XFS CB drip line nationwide. This product combines the benefits of XFS subsurface strip line with a patent-pending 4.3 psi check valve in every emitter that keeps the drip line charged with water in elevation changes of more than 10 feet. XFS CV drip line remains charged with water, so it more uniformly irrigates all plants in the drip zone. The check valve also prevents water from draining out of the drip line at the zone's lowest points, preventing plants in those areas from being overwatered and avoiding wasteful puddling. There's no need to recharge the drip line at the beginning of each watering cycle, so XFS CV uses less water than other drip lines in similar applications. The XFS CV's proprietary flexible dual-layered tubing material resists chemicals and UV damage. Rainbird understands how important it is to have product available when irrigation professionals need it. The company invested in drip line manufacturing facilities, enhancing testing and controls technology to serve customers for years to come with the quality they have come to expect from Rainbird. Rainbird's distributors and their customers can be rest assured that Rainbird will have XFS CV and other drip line models in stock, and that the company has taken steps to ensure these products are the highest quality available in the industry today. To learn more about XFS CV drip line or any of Rainbird's other efficient drip irrigation solutions, visit www.rainbird.com/drip. I'm Steve Anthony for Turfs Up Radio News, and I'm not a drip.
Welcome back, Church Up Radio listeners. Don't forget about Hecubus coming on here in just a few moments. We got about 15 minutes before the nightcap starts. That just makes you want to grab a cold beer and listen to some good stuff here on Church Up Radio. That's right. Look at Mr. Jones here. Look at him. Dozing off, man. Wake up. You're live on the radio.
That's not me.
Live on the radio.
I'm just squinting.
Anyway, guys, we were, Orval here just mentioned about us being a part of the Christmas decor franchise system, several years ago. I think we first entered it in, 1998, 99?
Yep, somewhere there.
And so we did 10 years with them, and then, had the 5-year non-compete, and, we're back into that full swing of things. And, Christmas lighting is a huge business in some areas of the country. It's a lot of the landscape companies actually make just as much money in those few months as they do throughout the rest of the year, just based on the number of jobs that they get. And I've heard even landscape companies having to bring on temporary people in the wintertime instead of laying them off because they have such a good, strong holiday decorating business. And what is your thoughts on that? I know because you still do a ton of lighting yourself, with the commercial contracts that you have and, the residential lighting customers that you have.
Well, it's definitely a good thing to have at this time of the year. And a lot of people would rather get up leaves and do that kind of stuff. We used to do right much landscape work during the winter months. And then that kind of, I don't know where we got a lot of people doing that kind of stuff, and had to do so much bidding on those kind of jobs to get the good ones, and end up traveling some. So the Christmas worked out really well for us. We hadn't really expanded much out of the commercial maintenance business for a long time until we started doing that, and we went to 4 or 5 major cities and went in the country. And when we were doing the Christmas convention, they'd have a convention every year. You went to that, and you'd get to talk to some people, and some of these big towns where they really do a lot of stuff. I mean, not just landscaping, but some of the landscape crews companies might have 20 different locations. We really kind of small potatoes with them, but they were very good about sharing the information they had about how they done things. Not only the physical part of doing the work, but how they managed their advertising campaign, what they did to do that, what worked best. And I think that getting the word out, what you do, is probably as big a problem as anybody runs into in a small business trying to get started really well. Just getting people to know who you are and trust you, know that you'll do them a good job. It takes years of doing that. We've been in it long enough now. We don't really have to look for work too much. We get a lot of referrals from people we worked for years ago, and it just keeps coming. It looks like, and it's just taken years. And of course, we've done some social media advertising that's helped us. The more you get your name out there, the more people recognize you. You're whether you're doing strawberries or you're in the landscape maintenance business or landscape irrigation or whatever you want to say. It's all those things. If you get good brand recognition from your trucks that you got, we've done some extra. Had some older trucks that we really fixed up pretty nice, I think. And as soon as we did that, we started getting calls from people. When did you get that new truck? And it really is not a new truck.
It's 10 years old.
It's 10 years old. Got 250,000 miles on it, but it's got a $2,000
graphics
job on it. It worked. It looks good.
and that's one thing I want to point out to you guys out there. You don't have to have a $70,000 brand new pickup truck. I don't want to have to make those payments. You can buy something used, and with the companies out there, the graphic artists that are out there that can do these vinyl wraps can really take an older fleet and spice them up and make them look fantastic. You can even do a complete color change. If you find a good deal on a truck and all of your trucks are blue, well, guess what? A graphics guy can match that paint with a vinyl color and make everything the same. So you don't have to, go that far in debt with that opportunity. And so, we've done some of that. And like I said, I've seen people walk up to our trucks and actually take a picture of it because of our social media signage that's on it. And that makes you feel pretty good when people are that interested in you that they'll actually take the time. Or you pull up beside them at a stoplight and they swing that phone over there and they're taking a picture of your truck because you've got your contact information on there. It's your rolling billboard.
Yeah, and we done things a little different than some. We saw some reps that I think are a little busy. They got too much information on them, but our truck is very noticeable. You'll never forget what it looks like. When you see one, we got 2 or 3 of them, marked up the same way. They all recognize, and it just makes you look bigger than what you really are sometimes. Yeah. So I know when we first started doing the Christmas, we'd never had a sign on a truck until we started doing the Christmas lighting. So we decided that year we're going to have our trailer lettered up. We had a trailer we bought just especially for that business, and then another large trailer we use for our landscape business, and we had those lettered. And I won't forget this. This lady followed us down one of the main roads here in town, and she saw the sign on the back of the car, and she got our phone number and called us, and she said, "I know you folks are all over town. I never seen so many trucks around." I said, "Well, we got 3." It just kind of surprised me that they took that much notice to it, and that's a fact. I mean, you don't take too many, really. I mean, if you got 2 or 3 trucks and got them looking pretty nice, that word gets around, and people recognize you and where you're at. And if you're working in a pretty nice part of town, you want everybody to know that's you there, not your competitor. But we started doing that with the Christmas thing, and that's kind of involved that. We've tried to do things pretty much like that. Got a little slack on it for a while, but we picked back up on it now. I think we're in pretty good shape. So. Yeah, exactly. And guys, the thing is, you don't have to have the brand new truck. You don't have to have the $70,000 pickup. It just needs to be clean, fresh looking, and, have your information on it. And, for goodness sakes, when you open the door, make sure a Coke bottle or a spit bottle does not roll out. Have your guys clean them out every single day. So that's a good idea. And keep them washed. So it's hard to do that. I mean, I know it is. You're working all the time. And now that, daylight hours are slipping away from us and it's getting darker quicker, and, we may be out in the field. But, the best time to do Christmas lights is at dusk and in through the evening, because when people start coming home in November, late November, and they see you putting up lights, they come over and they ask questions. So you've got to be there. And guys, we're going to go ahead and take our final break here in just a moment, and we'll see you back here in just a second.
Picking up a lawnmower to cut a few lawns is easy, but building and running a successful lawn and landscape business that will offer you the lifestyle you've always dreamed about isn't. By partnering with the Green Executive, we can guide you through your daily operations that will lead you to success. From developing a seasonal marketing plan to outlining new processes and procedures, we can do it all. We specialize in how to properly screen a new client, how to efficiently schedule your busy workload, and best of all, we teach you how to estimate your jobs profitably. We have proven successful strategies in how to help manage and maintain your best employees, make deals with vendors, and strengthening your client relationships. Log on to thegreenexecutive.com today. We can give you the help you need to find the success you've always dreamed of.
Are you a memory with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
Turn existing irrigation systems into organic fertilizing, safe pest repelling machines with the Pro Products Green Feeder System. Irrigation contractors are leaving less money on the table and increasing profits with this easy to install, easy to maintain, unlimited recurring revenue opportunity. Call 800-285-9176, 800-285-9176, and mention Turfs Up Radio for an exclusive offer, or visit proproducts.com to learn more.
Hey, Turfio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's Turfs Up Radio time. Now you can hear the latest updates in green industry news, services, and technology. Learn about new products all while enjoying the best music. If you don't believe me, then ask my good friend Alexa. Just say launch Turfs Up Radio.
Yes, sir. Big shout out to Aaron Taylor from the 910 area code. James Cheek down in old Pinehurst area. Colleagues of mine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, Turfs Up Radio? This is Ryan Breda, giving you today's sports report. Injuries were the story in the NFL on Sunday, as Saquon Barkley, Nick Bosa, and Jimmy Garoppolo were some of the players that had to leave their respective games. Nick Bosa and Saquon Barkley are both feared to have torn their ACL. The Dallas Stars took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Saturday by defeating the Lightning 4-1. The Stars had goals from Joel Hanley, Jamie Oleksiak, Joel Cavaranta, and Jason Dickinson. Game 2 of the final will be played Monday at 8 p.m. And lastly, Houston Astros starting pitcher Justin Verlander announced on Instagram that he will need Tommy John surgery. Verlander hasn't played in a game since July 24th. That's it for the sports report. This is Ryan Breda reporting for Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Hey everybody, it's Brooke Ford, host of The Green Veteran here on Turfs Up Radio. Be sure to check me out every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. You're going to hear some great one-on-one interviews with green industry professionals. We're going to talk about best business practices, highlight innovative products, and also provide some insight into some new emerging technologies in the field. That's The Green Veteran, airing each Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
And welcome back, Turfs Up Radio listeners. I'd like to give a big, warm welcome to Hecubus here on the air. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. And I'd like to give a big thank you to Mr. Orval Jones, the Strawberry Man himself. Looking forward to getting a cold one and listening to the nightcap. That's what I'm going to do.
You got it, brother. You got it. It's going to be awesome.
So, what you guys got going on tonight?
I have got a very special guest. I have Chase and his wife, Victoria, from Chase Landscape Services down in New Orleans area.
Cool.
Louisiana. So we're
Good deal.
Talking it up and, doing some jams. And I got a very special new addition to my show right off the get-go. So that should be fun. So keeping that one in the wraps. I meant to bring my little good luck charm that I officially have now of you, with your little green arms that I made for you.
In the puppet show. Jesus, I knew you guys would make fun of me, but that's okay, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I couldn't leave that one alone.
No. You guys, something else, man. Lord have mercy, man. Well, I appreciate it, my brother. I'm ready to listen to some Nightcap.
Let's do it, brother. Let's make it happen, man.
All right, I'm going to switch it for you. 1, 2, 3.
Happen right here, right now. Have a good one, brother. I appreciate you.
I do. Take care, man. See you.